Hello.
Well, hey everybody. I am not Sprite, but we're happy to have you with us. Bo, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing today, David?
Well, it's a crazy day here along the Gulf Coast. We got a hurricane bearing down on us, and so I decided to play with our title here. What is our title? Blown Away with Sublimation. So hopefully we will help you to have fun today and learn a few things, and hopefully we will not be blown away as the storm hits probably Sunday night, Monday. But we're so good you're with us. So we've got a jam-packed few minutes that we're going to be together, and so we will do our best as usual to answer questions. Bo is sort of at the controls monitoring things. We'll give a few minutes for everybody. Hey, Mark, glad to have you with us. Yes, a hurricane, Jerry. Never a dull moment here along the Gulf Coast. That's for sure. A lot of exciting stuff always happening in sublimation. So as you have questions, we'll do our best at answering them. And if we don't have an answer, we'll see if we can find somebody. Hope Sprite is watching us. One quick, give you a little preview of something is I'm about to publish, probably in the next 2 weeks, what I've been working on for a while. It's a sublimation journal. It's a way for you to write things down, and it's a little nice. It's got some pages to it and little diagrams, cutie things. And it'll be, of course, available here at Amazon, on Amazon and at Condi. But, you know, one of my famous rules I wrote, my 101 ways to make money with sublimation, I think number one was document everything. And I can't tell you how important that is, to write down how you do things. And ultimately, it's a very good way that you can troubleshoot the issue yourself. And it's also an excellent way that allows us to help. I had a call when I was at lunch, and I was trying to help a lady that had an issue. And when I finally got her on the phone, she had indicated that she had done the full Google search, the Facebook search, to identify what the problem was and what the fix was. And it was an unusual issue that I don't see a whole lot in the desktop world, but we do see it often in the large format world. And I told her exactly what the issue was, what was causing it, and what to do about it. And so I can't emphasize enough that we should be a very good resource for helping you solve problems.
Hey, David, when can they pre-order that book? And will there be a pre-order?
There really isn't going to be a pre-order. We'll just launch it. I think we'll try to get the book done certainly within a week or so, possibly 2 weeks. I'm going to price it really low because after all, you could do the same thing with a blank notebook, you know. You don't really need these cool little pictures here. But I've thought through it, and I think it will be valuable. The best part of a book like this, believe it or not, is the index. So at the front of it, there's an index, and you can sort of see it there. But what it amounts to is when you're...
You want to show it to the...
Yeah. When you're...
Bring it down just a little.
When you're detailing a page that you're going to put in. For instance, let's say you're going to detail your standard procedure for doing one of the new products. Like we got a cool new Neoprene air tag holder. And so, you know, you would have your index page where you'd say, okay, the air tag holder is on page 27. So I think it's going to be a valuable tool if you'll use it. So, you know, for instance, in my daily journaling, which I recommend everybody journal every day, I use what's called the bullet journal method of writing things down. And I think it's fun. You know, you got an index section, you've got some projects, and then you've got sort of a daily area. So anyway, just one of those cool things. Right after this book comes out, I have a second book that will come up right behind it, and I've always wanted to write a book on Chromolux. So I finished the Chromolux book, except for just a little bit of it, and that will be coming out very quickly. If you're not involved with Chromolux, and I think you probably are, Chromolux is a very high-end metal, generally, for reproducing photographs really well, fine art, things like that. And it looks so good, you can sell it for a lot of money. And so that's one of the challenges is we sublimators often undervalue the work we're doing. And so by undervaluing it, you're causing the person to buy it, thinks it's cheap or something. So for instance, grab that right there, Bo, that
three panel?
Yeah. So this right here, you know, in a typical art shop or something, probably could sell it for $300. You know, it's really a work of art. It's really cool. It uses the stacked metal concept. Lots of flexibility with different finishes. You could do different finishes to show. And if you look here, you can see the spacer blocks. But the point is that I talk about three elements, and then we got to get to what we're here for today, because I'll talk forever. But there are three elements to, you know, what something's worth, what the value of it is, how much can you sell it for. Number one is there's value to the underlying substrate, like a mug has a certain amount of value. Number two is the artwork, what's on it. Artwork strategies really can add a tremendous amount of value. You see it all the time, like Bo's little cup here. He did one for Sprite too. You ought to go get the Sprite one.
Yeah, you want me to?
Yeah.
Or should we show it when she's here?
Nah, go get it. Go
Okay.
get it. We'll embarrass her as best we can.
But that's custom art right there.
It is. Great job, by the way. And then number three component is your selling environment. Are you selling that makes you look like a museum, an upscale boutique, or are you selling it where it looks like you're at the flea market? So, you know, you want to make sure you're maximizing your value, but certainly a lot of people will underprice their products. A lot of people will be very critical that they didn't do it absolutely perfect, you know, but you can, you know, a lot of times other people won't even see our tiny imperfections, if you will. But at any rate, the point is that, you know, sublimation products on demand are really cool. So, you know, how cool is this? This is just super cool, Bo. Good job. Absolutely good job. Isn't that amazing, guys?
And they're sized proportionately.
Sprite is watching. Don't say anything too bad. I am watching. Well, Sprite, what do you think about what Bo has done here? So that is super cool. Did you rescue Sprite from Gilligan's Island from last week?
From
Wasn't that
Tiki
cool,
Island
guys?
last week. Actually, that's why she's not here today, is because she's still there.
Still on the island.
Yeah,
So
I left her there.
I think at some point or another we need to vote her off the island, don't we?
I think so,
You know,
yeah.
kind of thing. Okay. With that, let's go ahead and.
So, David, these were done on the USA mugs,
Okay, gotcha.
which are on our clearance overstock sale right now.
Yeah, one of the things that I have done, you know, in the background, if you will, is made sure we had a great quality, made in USA ceramic mug, 11 ounce and a 15 ounce, and we do. The coatings are certainly the best coatings that I think you can get anywhere in the world. They're made by a friend of mine, Rich Neely, and he's almost in there with the inventor of the sublimation mug. I really need to write a history book on these early pioneers and how they helped create our industry. So really cool. So let's jump. Oh, one thing I want to cover before we get into that is I have some good news and some bad news, I guess is the best way to say it, regarding the Sublimation Summit. As you know, COVID is hitting us with the second wave, and so the Sublimation Summit was going to be held essentially at the end of September, early October, and it has been moved out a year. So there is no in-person summit for this year. But, and here's the good news, we're going to go back to a virtual summit, and it'll be, I think, in early October. I can't quite remember the date, but we'll publish on our website. So if you bought a ticket to the summit, you automatically get a free ticket to the virtual. If you bought a ticket to the virtual, because there was going to be a component that some of the classes were going to be streamed, you automatically get a ticket to this virtual. So to Cheryl's credit, she has really stepped up to the plate to make this a tremendous amount of experience, and really look forward to it. So if you haven't bought a ticket, well, then you can buy a ticket to the new virtual. So it's really gonna work out. I will teach at the virtual summit. Sprite and Doug will teach. So all three of us, and maybe we'll even sneak Bo into it. They're, as Doug calls it, Rodeo Bo. So let's get into it. The first product we're going to press. Let me see. I'm just going to pick one here. I want you to press the air tag holder.
Oh, I gotta boost the heat for that one.
Oh, okay. Well, let's.
The first two are at lower temperatures.
Well, okay. Let's do the passport case.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about traveling, maybe not the best time to travel, but you can get ready to travel. And so we have a extremely nice passport case. This is basically faux leather. Great product. There we go.
It's item number NLP111.
Good deal. Good deal. Just bought your Dytrans Pro Spray. So what the Pro Spray is Pro Spray is an alternative to heat tape. So for many substrates, heat tape is just not the best way to hold the transfer to the substrate. Examples would be like the Neoprene holder we're going to do in a minute. Probably the passport holder as well.
Yeah,
well, you could do it on there. But the point is that we use Pro Spray as an alternative. What Pro Spray is extremely valuable for is things like a hugger, things that are double-sided. Because even if you wanted to, there's not a place to attach the heat tape that I know of. And so maybe somebody could tell me, how to do it, come up with great ideas. By the way, and we got some new pillow shams, of these book pillow shams that, we're throwing at you, but got the little book thing. And I think my wife would just love this. So
You know what else you could put in there?
You could.
The remotes, then
sure.
you never lose them.
Well, I'm not sure about. I think maybe this thing may be a black hole in here or something. I don't know. They may go away. But the point is, never a dull moment in sublimation land. Kind of stuff. So at any rate, Pro Spray is a tack spray. It's used to hold things together. On the big printers, we have tack paper. And tack paper sort of works well, but again, Pro Spray is designed to tack it as you're putting it into the press, and it keeps it tacked after you open the press. So if any point the transfer moves, you're either going to sublimate to a different place, possibly out of alignment, or number two is if the transfer moves when you open the press, then you're going to get a shadow. You're going to get a double take because there's still some ink around there that's active. The sublimation process is that the substrate absorbs as much ink as it can. Dye diffusion is the name of it. But at some point or another, the process stops and it's time to open the press. Sort of a diminishing returns, if you will. So we could talk all day long about the physics of sublimation, which are, really cool.
Sherry, the product number on the pillows is JDW 791 and 793 because we also have the regular linen.
Yeah, the linen is extraordinarily nice. I love it. Do remember to pre-press the linen, say for about 20 seconds, because it definitely will tighten the fabric and shrink a little bit. And if you're not, oh wow, that's super nice.
Look at that.
Love it. Very nice. So yeah, I think my passport expired last year. I need to go get it renewed, but I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. And I am enjoying staying at home. I have to admit. But I do miss meeting with you folks at trade shows. It's just getting there, getting set up, and all that kind of stuff through the airlines is not as much fun as it used to be, right? But once you're there, hey, it's great. But this is really a nice, attractive product. It feels good. Put all your cards in there, that kind of thing.
It's got 3 spots, pockets
Cool.
on both sides.
So I take it the passport actually goes in this right here.
Yeah.
So, Cool. Okay. Let us, by the way, always lint roll and always pre-press these kind of products. And lint roll early, lint roll often is important. So, yeah, let's see. It's just too funny to watch and hear Bo and David. It's just not the same with Sprite. Ha. Okay, better watch that kind of stuff. Okay, let's do another product real quick. How about the card case? Now, this is a product that I think the millennials will eat up.
This is, I would say this is Sprite's favorite.
Yeah, this is. I don't know if Sprite's a millennial. Is she a millennial?
I don't know.
Sprite, are you a millennial? I'm not even sure what a millennial is. My children have banned me from using that expression.
But I know she personally uses this one.
Yeah. So this is a great product. You clip it to your keychain. You can put it on a lanyard, put it around your neck. But it's a great thing for holding, one credit card, like your license. Very practical, of course. Very difficult to lose. So you need to lint roll this thing here. You got your lint roller around here?
Oh yeah, we got a sticky lint roller.
Okay, good deal.
Somewhere.
If on our website somewhere is my original article, 101 Tips and Tricks for Sublimation Success. And one of the big tips that I have is what I call create your wall of shame. And I'm sure many of you, either consciously or unconsciously, are familiar with this. Bottom line is that when you make a mistake, for instance, let's say that Bo accidentally did the transfer upside down. Well, you would hang this on your wall of shame with the goal of reminding yourself when you're about to press it to double check and make sure that it's the correct orientation.
If I happen to do it twice, could I write it down in the journal?
I think you could write it down in the journal. It's your checklist. So again, it's one of those kinds of things that I think sublimation in general is very forgiving. You can, screw up quite a bit and still get darn good results. But as you want to tune your process, an example would be, let's say you're going to put 6 mugs in the oven this time all at once. Well, what's your best time for getting that great black? And so that's the kind of thing you would critically want to document. So once you nail, we'll call it your recipe for success, you don't want to reinvent the wheel every time. Another good reason to document is, what if your business grows and you suddenly have have to hire somebody to be an assistant, a sublimator. Well, you don't want to go through the process of training them over and over again, everything. But guess what? If you got it documented, you can just say, here are the instructions. Make sure they're aware of the parts you're referring to, like this is the lint roller, this is the pro spray, that kind of thing. But it's a great way to get another person up to speed much faster than simply saying, well, go to Condi's website, the instructions are there. Well, probably not the best way if you've been doing sublimation to begin again. Because sometimes we'll update our instructions. The old instructions work fine, but what we're doing is we're maybe modernizing our instructions to maybe be able to reduce times a little bit or just improve little things. So I do recommend that you don't change your instructions if they're working unless there's a very good reason to. Let's see. Sublimate upside down. I've done it even when I checked to make sure it was upside right. Okay, I've certainly done that. You know, we'll take the calls and listen to them, and then sometimes we have to point out the obvious. And you know, some people, of course, don't quite believe that they pressed it upside down, but indeed, that happens even with the best of us. So
I don't think it's ever happened.
Right. One of the things to keep in mind is always use your cover paper, because if you do have a cleanup on aisle 3, like you really make a mistake, it's messy, you melt something. If it's with the cover paper, then you know, you just drop it and you're ready to move on. So
so who's this, David?
Well, this is Baron, and so that's Baron the Beast. Good one, by the way. So Baron is 2 years, 4 months. He's my 150-pound Saint Bernard, and he is really really an incredible dog. Unique personality. They were obviously bred by Saint Bernard. He was a Catholic saint from many hundreds of years ago, I think. I'm trying to remember how old it was. Maybe in the 1600s or late. And he bred these to be rescue dogs in, I guess, the mountains of Switzerland. I'm trying to remember the story. But the bottom line is they were bred to go dig people out of snow. I think a lot of them, of course, didn't quite make it, but got to get them rescued anyway. So Baron lives in my pool, by the way. That's how he stays cool.
It's got 2 spots for cards in there.
So it's great. You clip it. Does it come with some hardware? I think
it does come with some hardware.
Show them that hardware.
I was waiting for that to cool off a little.
Okay.
Sprite has a trick for this.
Well, I'll say this. I love, I forget what
this one's not that bad.
I love what you call this kind of clip. You know, it's you know, that kind of clip. And that's my favorite. So great product. These should sell for Christmas just incredibly well. You know, hit the fundraisers. I don't know if we've ever discussed with folks about my 3 favorite markets, but these are markets that I don't really care what you think your business is today. These are 3 areas that all sublimators should be selling into. Number 1 is everybody should sell wholesale to a pet groomer. Nobody takes their dog to a pet groomer because they have to. They do it because they love it. Love that dog. And so at the pet groomer, set up a display of some products and get the pet groomer to take the orders. You process the orders, drop them off at the pet groomer, and cut them a little bit of the profit, and you'll do extremely well. Most of the products you'll do will probably be for a deceased animal, a deceased dog. Like at my bed stand, I've got my golden retriever from, I don't know, 10 years ago. It's called Sophie. Just probably my favorite dog of all time. Just loved it.
NLP 129.
Yeah. So sell into the pet grooming market.
Do you know this is called a lobster?
You know, I
A
think I knew that.
lobster clasp?
I think I knew that, yeah. So, you know, put it around a lanyard, put it on a keychain. And as we'll get to with air tags, if you think you might lose, you know, something like that, well, you need a neoprene air tag holder. I've fallen in love with air tags. They're mainly for the Apple folks. I think probably the Android folks have a version of it out there, but I don't know a lot about it. But I've been playing with these since they came out, and they're a great thing. By the way, they didn't work out for the dogs too well. I put it on my 2 dogs, Baron, and they destroyed one and wounded the other. It has bite marks in it. They just managed to tear it off their collar. So they're rough and tough dogs, that's for sure. All right, next product. What do you want to do, Bo?
We're actually going to do the AirPod holder.
Okay.
We got to wait for this to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, and you could really go ahead. What temperature were you at?
360.
Yeah, you wait just a minute. So, you know, again, temperature and time, it's a trade-off. So you could lower the temperature, increase the time, and so they balance with each other. We got any questions at this point? Sprite says the tile for Android kind of stuff. What's the number? Yeah, the dogs. I don't know if the air tags are really a great way to keep up with your pets, because the way they work, if your dog runs into a field, it's not going to work. The air tag needs to come close to somebody's iPhone, and that iPhone gets the GPS coordinates, and then it's relayed back to you. And by the way, you can't use these to stalk someone, because when someone has their iPhone and they're near it, it's going to actually tell their iPhone there's an air tag near your phone. Are you aware of that?
Hey, David, I interrupted you earlier, and Arlene would like to know what the other 2.
Oh, okay. So pet grooming is something everybody should do. The second business is everybody should sell into the fundraising business. Yeah, Sprite is posting there. She knows my routine.
How does she know?
Because I mention it often. So fundraising, think about fundraising and how boring the gifts are for fundraising. Wrapping paper, chocolate, popcorn. And I hate to take away from those, because I know those organizations rely on that. But bottom line is, they're just not good fundraisers. And so why not sell a sublimated product into the fundraising market? And there's really 3 strategies. By the way, I like the Steve Jobs 3 model, so I try to have 3, you know, of everything. Number 1 is you can just sell a product. It's a pre-done design. There's nothing personalized, but it's for the organization. Could be like a license plate, if you will. Number 2 is it could be semi-personalized, meaning part of the design can be personalized by putting a name in there or something like that. And then number 3, it can be a personalized product. And in the personalized product world, for instance, a product that everybody should be focused on right now is Christmas ornaments. So you get a double-sided Christmas ornament. One side is the personalized photograph, could be of your dog, cat, grandchild, whatever. And then the other side could be for the organization. And I guarantee you that nobody's ever going to throw something like that away. They're going to keep it from generation to generation. I always recommend on the personalized side that you add the date. Everything that you want to do for sublimation, do your best to personalize it with a date so that they're motivated, sort of like the Hallmark Christmas ornament of the year. They're motivated to get another one for next year. So you really need to work on that.
We always got I think it was Hudson's, the Macy's teddy bears every Christmas.
Cool.
That had the dates on it.
Cool.
And it's kept us buying each year.
Neat. So number 2 market is the fundraising market. You need to think of everybody, all your contacts, and all the organizations they're a member of. Start making a personalized product so that they can show at the next meeting. I think it's very valuable to try to find the decision maker. And often the decision maker is not who they say it is. And, you know, we've all been there, all right? The real decision maker is somebody that sits off to the side, and you need to find them and make sure they're on board with the product. And think about, if you sell personalized products into the fundraising market, there is no waste. The inventory doesn't disappear. I've been on board of directors for schools. I've done all that in my career, and you never make as much money selling wrapping paper as you think you do. Inventory is damaged, it disappears. You don't know what in the world happened. With personalized products, it's one at a time, so to speak, that you're delivering. It's a great thing, and you're giving people, or selling them, or gathering money for a product that certainly gives people a lot of joy in their life. All right, next product, we're about to do the...
This one's for you, David.
Okay, got you.
I don't know if you could tell.
So this is going to be one of those double-sided products, and so what I recommended, if you do huggers, things like that, that you do both sides, pro spray and fold it like this.
You say it at the same time?
Well, you do one side and then
Okay.
flip it over like a burger, you know, and do the second side. Don't even bother letting it cool. All right, third market. Third market is name badges. Now, before you just hang up on me and say, well, thank you, I'm not interested in that. Name badges is the only product that I know of that you only have to sell once, and then people just reorder. People need quality name badges. The keeper of the name badges used to be the trophy shops. Well, guess what? Most of the people that had trophy shops have retired and moved on, and there is a acute need to supply people with a quality name badge. Sublimation does the best job of any technology. Think about churches, organizations, real estate people, you name it. There's so many people around you that need a really good looking name badge. Sublimation does it. And in fact, Sublimation does even more. So I've got a lot of old videos that sort of teach you a PhD course in doing name badges, but here's just a few tips. Most of the name badges we sell, you can sublimate on the back side. Doesn't quite look as good as the front side, but when you deliver that name badge to them, make sure you've sublimated on the back side, reorder information. So when that person leaves that organization, they're going to take their name badge with them, and when they get there, let's say that new company doesn't have name badges. Well, they know where the name badge came from. Number two is you can sublimate emergency contact information, like somebody forgot to lock the door, or who do I call? You can also sublimate great stuff like a mission statement. So every time they put the name badge on, they can see what the mission statement of the company is. On the front side, what you can do is ask whoever you're selling it to, what's new? What's new with your organization, your company, your church? What's happening that you really want to communicate? And use the lower 1/3 of that name badge to put that banner on it. Like, ask me about the new interest rates, ask me about the new desserts, whatever it is, you're going to put that on there. They'll love it. And guess what? They'll turn that name badge over more often because things change. They got a new special, they got something new. And so getting into name badges is an amazing thing. You can sell name badges for a lot of money because it has a high perceived value, especially if it's good, like $15, possibly $20. I do recommend that you use the magnetic findings, because then if you use a pen and ladies snag their name badge on something, it'll rip. So use those magnetic bars. Number two is, but don't use a magnetic bar for a pacemaker. That's the one exception. So you want to ask up front, is there someone in the organization that has a pacemaker, and you want to get them the traditional pin. So name badges are very powerful. if you were going to a trade show, I would bet lunch that if you walked around and you saw the exhibitors, there would be almost no company exhibiting that had a quality name badge. And so nobody is calling on them anymore to sell them a name badge. So all you have to do, I've done it all. I've all the challenges. For instance, I went into a Hardee's one day. I looked on their website. I found the burger that they were pushing. I made the name badge. I called ahead and I said, I'm going to come by. I want to drop something off. What manager will be on duty when I drop this off? They gave me the name of it. I gave it to the lady. I told her we can make name badges for everybody on your crew. She came back with cash. She paid me up front for name badges. Didn't hesitate to buy them because those managers want to give respect to their employees. They want to have a great presentation for the public, and they certainly want to push what's new on the menu. All right, so we got our AirTag holder. It does come with this, whatever you call this, key fob, keychain thing like this. Here is the AirTag itself, and we're going to pop that puppy in. It is a tight fit on purpose, but it does go in. And so you want to go to the camera here.
There you go.
So let's see. So that's side one, and then side two. Great product, goes on your keychain. And again, there's a lot of folks out there that are now users of AirTags.
Did you know that matches your watch?
It does. It does.
That's crazy.
I wonder how I got my little watch here, kind of stuff. I've had this band now for a long time. But at any rate, great product to show your clients, show them what they can buy. One of the great strategies with sublimation is that when you spend your valuable time putting together artwork, that you figure out how can you maximize your profit on that artwork. And guess what? The way you do it is take that artwork and put it across many products. You know, show people what you can make with their artwork because they obviously love it.
Have you ever been to a Aldi's? I don't know if they're down here. There might be one on the other side.
Somebody mentioned that to me the other day, is saying that they were going to open one in this area.
Because when you shop at Aldi's, you need a quarter to get the shopping cart. This would be perfect.
Sure.
For that.
Carry the quarters around with you. So what kind of restaurant, or what kind, is it like a grocery store?
Yeah, it's a grocery store.
Somebody the other day mentioned it, you know.
It's like a Trader Joe's in a way.
Okay. Well, I don't get out a whole lot. Maybe I need to get out more often, kind of stuff. Trying to think of what, I had one more thought about it. Another thing I do recommend you do, unless there's a good reason not to, is take pictures of all the products you make so that you can show people what you've done. Typically, you probably want to get permission before you do that. If you can get permission of maybe even showing them with the product, get them to post it. If they do post it, you give them a little bit of a discount on their next order. But you'd be surprised how many people are just so thrilled by having a personalized product. It just warms their heart. And again, I've said it too many times now, but the pet market is just a great thing. I think we got our some of our pet clothes back in stock.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And those are awesome. Still don't have a size big enough for Baron, but Bella loves her little piece there. All right. Okay, next is our sleep mask. By the way, Bo is the brains behind this operation here. He picked these out. You've done a great job, Bo.
I really like the way the color comes out on those leather products.
It really does look good. It does look good. Great job. And again, I think to an extent, having great products is super important, but everybody should continuously work on their artwork strategies. And I know for some people that's hard. So if your artwork limited, like for instance I am, then you need to find what I refer to as a starving artist, and you want to partner with them. There's a lot of great artists out there that I certainly value, but they're in need of work, and so please partner with them, get them to make designs for you, and guess what? If they do that, you own the artwork. So it's really a way to increase value with your products through artwork.
Yeah.
So sleep mask, I have my sleep mask at home. It's not a sublimated version, but I have tried these out, and they're very nice. Think about how many markets you can sell sleep mask into, like the wedding market with what do they call that? The bridesmaids party.
Yeah.
Come on, what is it? When they all go out.
Bachelorette party.
Bachelorette party. There we go. Go crazy. Anyway, you got lots of markets to sell this into. So take advantage of it. Trying to read the. So, do you sell something that works for an ID badge for a company? We don't actually sell a functional ID badge. Those are really fancy. They're really what we refer to as RFID technology. If you hold them up there and they open, but you can't have a complimentary sublimated badge to show your picture and information on there. You can certainly put a barcode on there, it'll read. You can put a QR code, it'll read. Just remember, of course, to flip it so it can be read. Full of little known facts. There we go. By the way, there's a cute Sprite. What's the cute little movie that was filmed in Mobile and Fairhope?
Map of Fantastic Things.
Map of Tiny Little Things.
It was great.
Great little movie, good for all ages. It's a Groundhog kind of day where they repeat every day until they can get out of the loop. And it's filmed in Mobile and also what we refer to as across our bay. I love movies. Don't get to watch them as many. Oh wow, cute. Good job, Bo. You're just a cranking out machine here. Cool. I can't remember, Bo, does the other side sublimate, or is the other side cotton?
I do not believe sublimates.
I think the other side is cotton, so it's comfortable against your face.
It's got a little, I think the word is sachet.
Okay.
Pocket
gotcha.
that you can put stuff in.
Oh, you could put like maybe a little something that's the ice, the frozen thing.
Yeah, for after the bachelorette party.
Okay. There we go. Well, how cute is that? Very nice.
Maybe some sort of essential oils type.
And relatively inexpensive. So just a great gift out there. Okay, questions. Get the sublimation holder for those badges. I wonder what that would look like. Okay. Trying to think of other happenings here at Conde. We got some great sales going on. If you go to our website, you'll see the Overstock banner. Miss Bright probably crossed the line on some of her specials. She's Miss Bright is we'd say she's independently minded.
Yes.
Yeah, she's.
Heather, are you asking about the sleep masks? Because we have them back in stock now.
Yep. We sold out of our first shipment, got more in. What a great market to be in, lavender in there. Just so much fun kind of stuff. But, I would tell everybody it's good to sell one, but you really need to seek those volume selling opportunities. And basically the secret to that is plant those seeds. Show people what you can do, find out what their calendar is and try to take thing there. But I guess it fixed itself, right?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. Anything else we need to cover? So go look at those specials. We've got our free shipping for most products, $200 and over. Take advantage of that. If you've got questions about printers, heat presses, I love the new George Knight DK14. Incredible press for the money. Really, I think competes well with the Chinese presses.
Heather, I think that they came in sometime this week. It might have just been yesterday. So
Yeah, it's we're
Just
really
like masks.
the good news is we spent a lot of time getting ready for Christmas, and we're pretty much ready except for a few. I think of the porcelain ornaments, the Christmas ornaments that we're waiting to come in. But I do recommend you buy early, stock up, motivate yourself to get out there and really pound the pavement, show people what you can do. Look for those group opportunities, those Christmas bazaars. I know with COVID it makes an extra challenging part of it, but I'll tell you what, you folks are great. The skinny tumblers, the what is that? The Tum 217
and 218.
great product, and Sprite has put them on sale. So take advantage of the cases. Miss Sprite, what else can we say while you're watching? Here.
Sprite will be back next week.
I hope so. I hope so. And everybody say a little prayer for us that we survive the hurricane hitting Monday. And of course, let's make sure we're praying for all of the Gulf Coast, especially those folks along Louisiana. 1997 is when Mark did something. Wow, Mark, that's a long time. Because I started in sublimation in 92. I do believe, and I remember a lot of the peers that were at that time involved with sublimation. Just some pioneering folks that got our industry started. But by the way, one of those final Jeopardy kind of questions is, sublimation. The sublimation revolution really started around, really at the early 1940s is when it started. That's when sublimation was discovered, because it's a phenomenon of nature. We have some synthetic dyes called dispersed dyes that when heated, they stained some acetate materials. That's the kind of stuff that those old overhead slides were made of. And they stained that, so they sort of understood the principles of sublimation, that the dyes would diffuse into synthetic substrates, things that were really, we call them oil-loving molecules. Where a cotton-loving molecule, a water-loving molecule like cotton will not sublimate very much at all. So a lot of good stuff. Okay. Any final questions for folks? Do appreciate everybody. Well, we got a bunch of folks on. We do appreciate you being with us. So take advantage of those sales. Document, and my journal will be out very, very soon. And help us grow your business. Let us know how we can be of service.
Any questions, we're here for you.
Yeah, get to know your Condi rep. We have awesome Condi reps.
Hit the like button.
Of course, hit the like button. Share what we're doing with others. And go watch more videos as you need them. But bottom line is, sometimes you got to go sublimate. You can try to learn something forever, but we all learn by doing. So sometimes they use the expression, you can't make an omelet without breaking eggs, but don't do like us men do. We beat our head against the wall, thinking if we do it the same way again, we're going to get different results. No, you have to learn from your mistakes, And yes, it does help to follow the instructions. So, Bo, anything else? Sprite, you got anything? Marching orders for us? We do appreciate everybody being with us. We hope everybody's going to have a great weekend, and we thank you for your business.
See you next week.
Take care.
Do you want to see more great videos from Condi Systems? Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell.
That's the wrong email address. We don't use that.